Self-healing workflows are what everyone has been talking about these past couple of weeks. But if you actually look at most content out there, nobody is really talking about the same thing. Most people are just showing you how you can use AI to clean up your code while you're building your app. That's cool, but these aren't self-improving workflows. They are actually self-healing workflows, and they only work while you're actively building your app inside your IDE. But don't worry, because in this video I will show you how you can build both self-improving workflows that improve your app while you're creating it and real self-healing workflows that work for you 24/7 by detecting errors, fixing your code, and pushing updates out automatically even after your app is already deployed. So if that sounds interesting, let's get started. Now, as I said in the intro, I want to start by explaining the difference between self-improving workflows, which are the workflows that everyone is showing you how to build with platforms like Antigravity, and self-healing workflows, which is something that I haven't seen anyone show you how to build. And in this video, we're going to build both. But let's first come over here and talk a little bit about the self-improving workflows, because what self-improving workflows are workflows that automatically fix your code for you, but only while you're actively inside that IDE, for example Cursor or Antigravity, and you are building your app. Immediately once you stop building your app and you turn off your IDE, the self-improving workflows stop working simply because you have closed your IDE, which is basically where the agent that makes all these fixes lives. And how you are able to build these workflows are by simply going over in your system instructions that tools like Cursor and Antigravity have, and basically giving them a very specific set of instructions that I will of course show you in this video, and I will also give you access to them in the description below. But what I want you to keep from the self-improving workflows is that they only work when you're actively building the app, while on the contrary, self-healing workflows are the workflows that can fix the code of your app even after it is fully deployed and you have closed the IDE that you used to build this app. Which means that let's say I go ahead and I build an app with Antigravity, I finish building the app, then I deploy it over to the cloud, I close down my Antigravity instance, but if I have a self-healing workflow, it is going to work automatically for me in the background, fixing and improving the code of my app, and also pushing it live over in the deployed version. And you might think that this actually sounds super complicated, but it's actually very easy to build, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can do it in this video. Because what we're going to do in this video is we're going to build these self-healing functions as a feature of our app. That's why it is going to be able to run even after we have turned off the agents that we were using to build it, like Antigravity and Cursor. But what I want you to keep from the self-healing workflows is that they work for you 24/7 even after you have closed your AI app builder. So now that I explained to you the difference between these two, let's hop inside Antigravity and let me show you how you can build both of them. Alright, and now we are over in Antigravity's interface, and what I'm going to do is I will actually come over here and open up a previous Antigravity project, which is going to be this Typeform clone that I have built in another video that I actually am going to put somewhere over here if you want to go watch it. Because this video is not meant to show you how you can build this app, this video is meant to show you how you can build the self-improving and the self-healing workflows inside your app. Now this app is actually fully built. As you can see over here, I have a full chat interface with all the prompts that I used to build it. And now if I actually open up my terminal and run it, just so you guys can see how it looks, you will see that we get the localhost URL, and if I open it up, I will be able to access it over here. And as you can see, this is basically a survey creation app where I can come over here and create different types of surveys. And let's say when we're building this app, we want to create a self-improving workflow, which basically goes and tests out the code that Antigravity writes for us. And then based on these results, it then goes over and makes changes to that code so its output gets even better. Now there are two ways we can do this within Antigravity. One is to simply not do anything and just let Antigravity do that automatically for us, because Antigravity is an AI agent, which means that it does have some sort of autonomy, and sometimes it automatically goes and tests out your code for you without you even needing to instruct it to do that. But if you want this to happen every time, what you have to do is to come all the way over here to the top right and click on these three dots on the top right corner and then you need to come over here and select customizations. Now this is going to open up this field over here, where as you can see we have two options. We have the rules and we also have the workflows. Now what you need to do is to come over here in the rules tab and come over here and click on workspace in order for you to create a brand new workspace. Now we simply need to give this a name. Let's call it self-improving, and then simply come over here and click on enter. And what this is going to do is basically open up this brand new rules tab where we need to come over here and basically give Antigravity specific instructions telling it that every time it goes and tries to create a feature for us, it first should go ahead and perform tests in that code, and if it sees that the code doesn't perform as it should, it should then go and fix that code automatically for us, so we don't have to do the manual testing and debugging phase. So I will come over in my Canva whiteboard where I actually have the full instructions prompt, which I will simply come over here and copy, and then I will simply come back over to Antigravity and paste it in over here. Now if you want this exact prompt, it will be inside my free school community, the link to which will be in the description below, and then simply make sure the activation mode is selected on always on, so this rule will always be applied, and then simply come over here and then simply come and press Ctrl+S in order for you to save these instructions. And now every time we come over here, we tell Antigravity to add in a brand new feature. It is first going to go look at these instructions and see, oh, the user is basically telling me to perform some tests in the code, and if I see that it doesn't function correctly, then I need to go ahead and improve it, simply because we've given it these instructions over here. So just to test it out, let's say I want to add in an analytics tab over here, where I will be able to see different analytics about all the surveys that I have created. I can simply come over here to Antigravity and say something like, hey, what I want to do is to go ahead and add in a brand new feature in my app, which is going to be an analytics section, where I will be able to see different analytics about all the surveys that I have created. And now that we have typed the prompt, all we have to do is to simply come over here and send it over. And as you can see, now Antigravity is going to go and start creating this feature, but it is also going to look inside these instructions, and after it created that feature, it will go and automatically test out the code for us to see if it is working properly. And if it isn't, then it is going to go and reiterate the code to basically fix it. And as you can see right now, it is actively running the server and testing it out for us. And what I really like about Antigravity is that you can also do the exact same thing from opening up the agent manager over here. And basically you can come over here and give the agent manager that task, and it's also going to show you a preview for exactly how it is going ahead and testing out our app for us. And boom, as you can see, Antigravity finished, and it went over and performed all these different tests over here, where it basically says that it verified that this function works, it also verified that this function works, etc, etc. Basically going over to the code for the brand new feature that we just built and testing it out to see if it is fully functional or if there are any errors, and if there are, it can then go and fix that code for us. But as you can see, in all the 5 tests that it performed, it basically says that they all passed, which means that a brand new analytics section is fully functional and ready to go. And boom, as you can see, if I go over in a localhost URL, we can see that we do have a brand new analytics section over here. And if I actually click on it, I am able to see information and analytics about all the surveys that I have created. As you can see, I have 2 total surveys, I have 3 total responses, and over here we will also be able to see some stats about the responses as well. So that's exactly how you can build self-improving workflows in your Antigravity projects. But now it's time that I go ahead and show you how we can do the thing that everyone wants to learn how to do, which is how we can create self-healing workflows. But if you remember, in order for us to be able to build self-healing workflows, we cannot just give some backend instructions to Antigravity and be good to go, since we want these workflows to work for us 24/7, even when we have completely closed off Antigravity. So how we're going to do that is by going over and building a feature in our app that basically works autonomously without it needing to live inside an IDE like Antigravity. And how we're going to be able to do that is by simply using this prompt that I have created over here. And in this prompt, I basically explain the full process of what we're going to do. And just so you guys understand, this prompt basically tells Antigravity to perform 4 different steps. The first step is to go ahead and create a watchdog trigger, which is going to be specifically for catching any errors in the code of our app immediately when they happen. And once that happens, it is going to trigger the rest of our workflow via using an HTTP request. Then we will have the manager, which is basically the orchestrator of this self-healing workflow, which is basically going to be a generic Python script that is going to be running for us 24/7 in a server. Specifically, for that we're going to use GitHub's server, so it is also completely free for us. And immediately once the script gets triggered, then the brain is going to take off. Now the brain is actually a simple LLM model. We can use ChatGPT, we can use Anthropic. I would actually advise you to use Anthropic since the Anthropic models are better in coding. And we're going to send over a message to these models that's something like, my app has this error, here's the file content, return me the fixed code. And then the fourth part is the heal process, because the model is going to go write this code for us and then it is going to send it back over to us. But in order for us to be able to immediately update our app so we don't have that error for hours upon hours on end till an actual person checks this and approves of the changes, what we need to do is to push this brand new code over to GitHub. And we're going to do that by doing a simple git commit. And then, since more than likely you're using an app like Vercel or Netlify, which basically pull the code immediately for your GitHub when they're displaying your app, then your app is basically going to auto-update immediately when we push this code over to GitHub. Now I know this might seem intimidating for you and you might not actually understand this, but you don't actually have to. Since literally all you have to do is to click the link down below and join my free school community, where you will be able to access this full prompt, and then all you literally have to do is to simply come over here and copy it. And then you simply come back over to Antigravity and say something like, I want to build this feature. Then you paste in the full text that you just copied, and then you simply click on enter. And now Antigravity is literally going to plan out the step and is also going to go ahead and execute it. Well, you don't even have to understand how this actually works in the backend. But I did give you an explanation for the more technical people, since I do think it is useful to understand exactly what is happening in the back end of your app. And as you can see, what Antigravity just went over and did is it basically created a detailed plan for exactly how it is going to go ahead and do that, which we can actually open and read it. And it basically outlines all the steps that I told it that it needs to go ahead and do, which is basically exactly what we wanted. So literally all we have to do now is to simply say, okay, this looks good, now go ahead and build it. And immediately once we send this prompt, Antigravity is going to go and start building the self-improving feature of our app for us. And you might be like, Damian, is this actually this simple? And my answer to that is, yes, it actually is, since I did all the hard work for you. I basically went over and did hours of research, and after a lot of trial and error, I came over with a simple 5-step framework that basically allows you to build self-healing workflows that work for you 24/7, even after you have fully deployed your app and you have closed your IDE. And I'm literally giving you all this hard work completely for free. The only thing you have to do is to click the link down below and join my free school community in order for you to be able to access this prompt. And boom, as you can see, Antigravity just finished creating all the changes. And if I actually scroll down here, it basically tells us exactly what it did. It integrated the watchdog, which basically triggers immediately once there is an issue or bug in our app, then created a brain, where it uses Gemini to read the error logs and fix the code. You can obviously change this and tell it, hey, I want to use Anthropic if you actually want to use Claude. Then it built the orchestrator, where it basically created a GitHub Actions that waits for the signal, and then the auto deployment, which basically happens automatically, like Antigravity didn't really have to do much, since that is basically us pushing this code over to GitHub, where then Vercel, or the platform that we use, is going to take the brand new code and update it over in our app for us. Now, it tells us that to finish the setup, we need to do two things. First, we need to give it access to the Gemini API, and also to add in a GitHub path, and also to point our GitHub repo via webhook. Now, it tells us that it gave us specific instructions on exactly how we can do that over here in the walkthrough section. So one way we can do this is by simply coming over here and following these instructions step by step, and you will be able to set this up. Or the second way we can do this is by letting Antigravity also configure GitHub automatically for us. And how we can do that is by coming over here to the top of the page and then selecting on MCP servers, where if we actually come over here and search, we can access the GitHub MCP server, where basically all we need to do is to give it access to a GitHub personal access token, and then we will be able to tell it, hey, go ahead and do everything that you need to do over in GitHub for me. So how I'm gonna be able to find this personal access token is by going over in your GitHub profile, and then you need to come over here and click on your profile on the top right of the page and come over here and click on settings. And then you need to scroll all the way down here to where you will see the developer settings. So simply click on there and then simply come over here and navigate over in the personal access tokens tab and select tokens classic. And once you do that, simply come over here and click on generate new token and simply generate a new token classic. Then you will be prompted to sign in to your GitHub again. So make sure you do that. And then you can simply give a note. I'm going to say simply just token, and then you can basically give it access to everything that you want it to be able to do. And I will actually give it access to everything over here, so you can basically perform any function in a GitHub account. And then I will simply come over here, click on generate token, and boom, this is a brand new GitHub access token. So all we have to do is to simply come over here and copy it, and then I can come back over to Antigravity, simply paste it in over here and click on save. And now this is going to connect my GitHub MCP server with Antigravity, so I can then come over to Antigravity and basically tell it, hey, using my GitHub MCP server, go ahead and set up this project for me. So now, as you can see, successfully accepted this token, which means that we successfully connected to GitHub as well. Now, I do want to point one thing out, and that is, in order for you to be able to activate this GitHub MCP, you do need to have Docker installed and up and running in your machine. Otherwise, this GitHub MCP is going to give you an error. So make sure you first download Docker, and then you will be able to connect it via your personal access token. And now that we have connected this, all we have to do is to come over here and say something like, hey, now you have access to my GitHub via the MCP. So what I want you to do is to go ahead and make the necessary changes over there for me in order for this workflow to work correctly. And the only other thing that we need to do is to simply give it access to our Gemini API key, which to get, I will go over to Google AI Studio, and then I will come over here and click on Get API Key. And then I will simply come over here and create a brand new API key. I'm going to call it Gemini API key, and I will click on Create Key. And boom, this is our brand new API key over here. So literally all we have to do is to simply come over here and copy it. And then I will come back over to Antigravity, and I'm going to say, this is my Gemini API key, and I'm going to paste in the API key that I just copied. And now I will simply come over here and say, now having this information, go ahead and finish setting up the self-healing workflow for me. And I will simply send this over. And now literally all we have to do is to sit back and wait for a bit while Antigravity goes and basically does the final setup for a project. And as you can see, it's currently using the GitHub MCP tool and setting up these two changes that we otherwise would need to manually go and do in our GitHub account. And boom, as you can see, Antigravity just finished making the changes, and it tells us that it went over in our GitHub repository and it did the configurations that we needed to do, and it also set up the webhook as well, which means that now our self-improving workflow is up and running and working. And now, if we get an error in our app, even after we close Antigravity, then this workflow is going to trigger in the background, since right now it lives over in GitHub, and then it's going to go ahead and use Gemini 3 to fix up the code, push it back over in a GitHub, from which Vercel, or the app that we're using to publish our app, is going to pull this code and basically display the corrected version over to our users, which is exactly what we wanted. So that is exactly how you can build self-improving workflows and self-healing workflows with Antigravity. And again, both of the prompts that we use in this video are going to be inside my free school community, the link to which you can find in the description below. But if you want to take this a step even further and learn how you can build and deploy your own AI SaaS in just 30 days, make sure you click the top link in the description and you come and check out my school community, where I recently launched my 30-day SaaS roadmap, in which I show you how you can find your idea from the SaaS all the way to fully building it and deploying it in just 30 days. Plus, if you join, you are going to get access to a lot more content, which is specifically about building an AI SaaS and also building your own AI and automation agency in just 90 days. Plus, you will also get access to my Build a $1 million SaaS series, in which I document the process of me building and launching my own AI SaaS exclusively inside the community. And you also get access to the latest and most advanced strategies that show you exactly how you can acquire paying users to your app. So, if you want to get access to all of this content, along with getting access to a community of more than 140 members that are interested in AI and most importantly making money with it, just like you are, make sure you click the top link in my description and you come and check out my school community. And I will be waiting to personally help you build your own AI business immediately when you join. But now YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy this video in which I build a full stack app using just Antigravity and Gemini 3. So make sure you go and watch that next. And I will see you over there.